Do not listen to this recording while driving. Hello, this is Marina, and I invite you to just find a really nice place where you can sit or lie down undisturbed for maybe the next 20 minutes. And I know when you're anxious, relaxing is probably the last thing on your mind. And everyone knows telling somebody with anxiety to relax is about as useful as a life vest on dry land. And so what I would like you to do is I wonder if you could focus right now on just getting those last little bit of wiggles out of your body, allowing your legs and arms to just let go. And maybe drop your shoulders down, seeing if you can release some tension on the left side. And then maybe release some tension on the right side. And if you open your mouth just slightly, you could feel those jaw muscles begin to let go. And you can close your eyes now, or you can close your eyes whenever you want to close your eyes. It's entirely up to you. And as you hear the sound of my voice, you might hear other noises and sounds, and that's okay, because you can just let all of those other noises and sounds take you deeper in your experience. And your conscious mind can hear the words that I'm saying, and your unconscious mind can decide what's important. Or your unconscious mind can hear the words that I'm saying, and your conscious mind can decide what's important. Pay special attention now to your breath. And I want you to begin a breathing pattern where you're breathing in through your mouth for a slow count of 5, and then out of your mouth for an even slower count of 5. And let's do this maybe 20 times. Breathing in slowly for a count of 5, and then even slower out for another count of 5. And as you do that, you can notice what the air feels like as it's going in your mouth and as it's going out of your mouth. And as you continue to hear the sound of my voice, you'll be able to find yourself going deeper into relaxation as you begin to follow the words that I'm saying, almost like you would just follow along a trail, following one stone leading to another. And maybe you could do a little count with me as we just count down from 10 to 1. And with each number, you begin to realize that you can begin to see yourself as a mind that goes even beyond your body. And if you heard 10, do you hear that outside of your head? 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Could you imagine if you could see your anxiety as a ball of string, and it almost feels like you're wound up that tight? But what if you could take that ball of string and unwind it slowly but surely? And could you imagine now picking up this ball of string? And I don't know if your ball of string is the size of a tennis ball, a golf ball, maybe a little bigger, or maybe a little smaller. And as you just pick it up, I want you to really feel it. And as you feel those places in that ball of string that are tight or tense, perhaps you might notice another area in your body where you feel tight or tense. Like perhaps, does your anxiety show up in your neck and shoulders? If it does, I want you to gently take your index finger and your middle finger and just touch that area on your body that feels a little tense. And with that ever so gentle touch, I want you to direct your breath to that spot. And then this is where it's going to get really fun. While you're focusing on the spot of tension in your body, I want you to also look at that ball of string in your hand. And then I want you to find the one part of that string that's not wound up. And as you put it in between your thumb and finger on that other hand, I want you to let that ball of string just go. And it doesn't matter where it goes to, because when it drops to the floor, it's just going to completely unwind. As with your other hand, with your index finger and your middle finger, you've got that spot of tension. You're going to breathe in slowly, in through your mouth for a slow count of 5, and then out for a slow count of 5, into that spot of tension, while watching that ball of string unwind and unwind and unwind. And as you begin to feel a little bit more release in your body, there might be some other spots of tension that we didn't get to. Maybe you keep yours in your chest. And so we're just going to move down the body and just note specific areas of tension. And as we breathe and release, we're just going to let that string unwind just a little bit more. So just take note and do a little scan in your chest area. See if you feel any tension spots. And then just touch your thumb or your index finger or your middle finger, whichever's most comfortable to you. Breathe in slowly for a slow count of 5, and then out for another slow count of 5, all while watching that string unroll and unroll. And then as we move down to that stomach area, and I know a lot of people keep tension in their stomach, and if that's you, I want you to put your whole hand on that part of your stomach that keeps tension, and you're going to direct some calming energy to that hand as you slowly breathe in for a slow count of 5 and out for another slow count of 5. And really take your time breathing into these spots. And even if I've gone on to another spot, there's nothing stopping you from going to any spot at any time where you feel tension and just lightly touching that spot and breathing into it as you allow it to release. And what's really interesting, and that you're beginning to find out, is that your mind is extremely powerful. And you have this ability to access resources that you maybe didn't know that you had. And as we move down, some people keep tension in their tight hips, hamstrings, and quadriceps. And if you feel any tension there, you can place 2 fingers or your hand on that area and just breathe into that. Breathing in slowly for a count of 5 in, and even slower for a count of 5 out. And then moving back down to the area of the feet where you can connect to the earth, grounding into eternal energy, and where energy begins to flow. And if you just maybe wiggle your toes just a little bit and see what you feel in there, and send your breath all the way down to your feet, breathing in for a slow count of 5, sending the breath all the way down, and then exhaling for another slow count of 5. And what's really interesting is if you take that concept of a mindless body and just imagine that you can float out above where you are and turn around and just look down at yourself, lying right there, and see if you notice any other spots of tension that you might have missed. And you can send energy right from that spot all the way in to that area. And bring your attention once more to your belly and notice the rise and fall of your stomach and your chest as you go back and forth with that breath. Breathing in one more time deeply in through your mouth for a slow count of 5, and then out of your mouth for a slower count of 5. And then our next breath, we're going to breathe in through our nose, a little bit more energy for a slow count of 3, and then let everything go out of your mouth for a slower count of 5. You can begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes, maybe stretching out your arms and your legs, and you can open your eyes whenever you're ready. And you can feel free to listen to this track anytime you need a quick refresher, because you know that there's always another way.